Good morning. And welcome to our yoga practice. We have several minutes before we get going. Like at least two. So a nice amount of time to roll out your mat and settle in. Good girl. Just making our space, coming onto the mat, grabbing anything extra you may want to incorporate into your practice. Maybe that's a strap. Maybe it's having a blanket nearby. Maybe you'd like a glass of water nearby, whatever it is you may need. Just getting yourself set up for the practice. And you can use this time for gentle movement or just to sit quietly and calm the mind, become more present. And the two are not mutually exclusive. You can do them together. So still probably another minute or so before we get going. We're just making our way onto the mat, creating our space, settling in. We are going to begin on our backs today if you wanted to head that way. As you make your way onto the mat, find your space. We're getting close, so we'll all start slowly making our way down. We'll begin on our back. Gently settle down. You want the head and shoulders to rest, the spine to be long on the mat. And you can have the feet connected, maybe the knees rest against one another. You could extend the legs long, really finding whatever serves you this morning. As you begin to deepen the breath, take a nice inhale and exhale. See if you can breathe in and out through the nose. A nice full round of breath, allowing the belly to expand with the inhales, and allowing the body to settle a bit more with each exhale. Sometimes I like to give myself a little 3 or 4 count in my mind on each inhale and exhale to build that balanced breath. So find what works for you. And as you're building this breath, scan from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head, just to see how you're feeling this morning. To notice those places of strength, those places of tension, those places maybe still waking up. Grow your awareness as you invite the mind to be present with you here on the mat. And as we begin our practice, if you'd like to set an intention, something positive that's speaking to you, be a nice touchstone for the mind here on the mat. And it's something nice you can take with you from the mat out into the world. Maybe that's a focus on compassion, on joy, gratitude, whatever it is for you. When you're ready, we'll bring the feet to the mat if the legs are extended. We'll draw the right knee into the chest. You can hold outside the shin. You could hold behind the thigh. If you have a strap, you could use that here. We want to keep the head and shoulders resting on the mat. And then we'll begin to draw little circles with the ankle. You can get the toes involved here too, giving them a nice wiggle. We loosen the joint, awaken the foot, reversing direction. Continue to breathe. Find stillness with the foot. We'll give the knee a little squeeze, send that heel up. The sole of the foot shines up as you draw awareness from the hip to the heel. And then bring that awareness down the front of the leg as you point the toe. Little point and flex. And then we'll invite a little movement to the knee as we bend and lower that foot. It doesn't have to touch the mat. And then lift. In fact, we really don't want the foot to touch here. We're just going to gently lower and lift, creating a little movement for the knee. Easy movement here. The leg doesn't have to perfectly straighten. And then on your next journey down, we'll set the foot on the mat, settling it down. And then gently draw the left knee in. You might feel the belly press against the thigh here. We'll begin those ankle circles, little foot wiggles on the other side. I encourage you to kind of get the toes engaged here, really making it more than just the ankle. And reverse direction. Really aware of how the ankle's feeling, that connection out into the leg, into the foot. The foot's feeling, if there's a little difference from when you circled one way versus the other. We'll find stillness. Give that knee a little squeeze and send the heel up. Draw awareness up the back of the leg and then down the front of the leg as we point the toes. Notice the opening through the foot, the shin. Now point and flex with the foot. And we'll invite that movement back to the knee. So stillness in the foot. We gently lower and lift. Move to your own pace here. And then on your next journey down, we'll plant the left foot. Take a breath. Draw both knees into the chest. Nice full body hug. You could stay here in stillness with the spine long. You could rock a little side to side. That might feel nice on the low back. If you're rocking, slow it down. Come back to stillness. We'll hold on to right knee with right hand, left knee, left hand, and start to draw little circles. Taking the knees out and away from one another and then gently back together. Awareness on the hips. Keep the head and shoulders resting on the mat. We'll slow it down and reverse direction. We'll slow it down, come back to stillness at center. We'll hold on to the left knee as we bring, or the right knee as we bring left foot to the mat. Slide that leg long and gently open the right knee toward the earth. We'll take a breath here. And then we'll invite in a little movement. On an exhale, bring that knee back to center. Inhale as we open. Exhale to center. Inhale to open. And that knee can move a little beyond the midline as you bring it back. For your range of motion here, we invite movement to the hip. On your next journey back to center, we'll pause. A little squeeze, send that heel up. With control, we'll lower it to the mat. Right heel hits, we'll draw the left knee in. Hold on to left knee with left hand and let it fall open. We'll take a breath here. And then on an exhale, bring that knee back to center. Inhale to open. Begin to connect that movement and breath. Follow your rhythm. Keep the body square to the sky here. Awareness on the hip. We'll take one more round before meeting back at center. Give that knee a little squeeze, send that leg up. With control, we'll lower the left leg down. We'll bring both feet together as we point the toes. Inhale the arms overhead. Nice full body stretch. And then we'll bring the knees back in, that full body hug for just a breath. Extend both feet toward the sky. We'll invite in a little core work as we strengthen our mid. Gently lower the right foot, maybe 45 degrees. Maybe it only goes 10. Maybe you're feeling super strong. You want to hover it just above the earth today. And then we bring it back up. Lower the left. We're going for 45, but maybe you don't make it there. Maybe you go farther. Find your space. And then bring it back up. Right leg lowers. We're finding that hover, whatever that is for you. And then bring it up. Core is engaged. Left leg lowers. Nice and controlled as we bring that leg up. We'll do one more each side. Right leg lowers. Bring it up. Left leg lowers. Bring it up. Nice work. Bend the knees, peace fingers behind them. We'll start to rock along the length of the spine and allow that to bring us up to a nice seated posture. We'll take the feet about hip width distance, if not maybe a little more apart. Hands are just behind us. And we'll do a gentle windshield wiper. You can rotate the hips here, letting the legs move from side to side. And then come back to center. We'll sit up tall, peace fingers behind the knees. Lean back to about 45. Spine is long, core is engaged as we lift the feet. You can dock a toe down anytime you need as we come into our boat pose. From here, grow where you like. That could be extending the arms. That could be extending the legs. Be tapping the feet down. Notice if you start to round too much through the low back. We want to keep that spine long. Remember to breathe. And then on your next exhale, lower the feet down. Extend the legs out as you find a nice seated posture with the legs extended, sit bones connected down. We sit up tall as we inhale the arms. Exhale to our forward fold. Maybe you hold feet, ankles, shins, the mat. Find the heart forward. That nice reminder to bend at the hips. Keep as flat a back or low back as we can. And we'll inhale up. Draw the right foot in. You can plant it inside the extended leg or you could cross it over. As we sit up tall, bring the right hand around behind. Wrap the bent leg with the left arm and invite in a little twist. You want the right hand to not be too far away from the body. We want to keep the spine long as we sit tall. You can take the gaze a little farther if you like. Trying to glance over that right shoulder. And then we'll unwind. A little counter stretch to the opposite side and back to center. Extend the right leg long as you draw the left knee in. And again, you can plant it inside the extended leg or you could cross it over. We want to sit tall, keep a little ease in the hips here. As we bring the left hand around behind, wrap that right arm. Each exhale can help you move a little farther into your twist. And as you're here, notice if you're really shoving through the shoulders, if you're powering through. If you are, find a little ease there. That may mean that your twist gets undone a bit, but that's okay. We want to come from our center, from our core. Maybe you glance behind you, trying to glance over that left shoulder, even if you just visualize it in your mind. On an exhale, unwind. Little counter stretch to the opposite side. Come back to center. We'll draw the right foot in, put toes together, heels together, and then let the knees fall away from one another. As we come into our bound angle, we'll sit tall and you could stay right here. You could wiggle the legs a bit, kind of stretching into them. If you'd like to deepen it, we sit tall, lead with the heart as we fold forward. Finding your expression of the posture, the gaze goes down at the mat or the feet. I like to hold ankles and use my knees to help gently press on the legs. But that's optional. You could use this time to give yourself a little foot rub, to just tuck the elbows in. And again, you can stay seated nice and tall. One more breath here. On an inhale, we rise up. Exhale as we help the knees together. We'll cross the ankles, transition over, finding ourselves in a tabletop somewhere near the middle of the mat. The spine begins long, and on an inhale, we lower the belly and lift the gaze. Exhale as we round, arch the back. Inhale, lower. Exhale, round. Move at your own pace here for just a few more cycles. We'll take one more full round and then meet back at our neutral spine. Curl the toes, walk the hands toward the knees, and we'll gently sit back on the feet for a breath or two. Big stretch for the feet and the ankles. If this isn't serving you, you can come out of the posture as you like. And then we rise up, finding that kneeling posture. You can leave the toes curled, or you could uncurl them as we bring the fists to the low back. Pardon me. Or you can also go flat palm. We draw the elbows a little closer together, shoulder blades as well. Nice big stretch through the chest. You can stay right here. This might feel great this morning. This might be where it's at. If you'd like to deepen it, we'll gently draw the gaze up as we arch the back. Coming into our back bend in a kneeling posture. You can come in and out of it as you need. Trying to keep the heart a little lifted here. Maybe imagine that string drawing up toward the sky. We'll inhale up. Exhale as you release the arms. You can shake it out. We'll bring the hands down to the mat, an extended tabletop. So the hands are forward a bit more than you usually would be. Spread the fingers wide. We'll curl those toes as we draw the hips up and back. Down dog. Trying to find a flat back as best we can. We'll find a little wave through the body as we lift the heels, shift the hips, coming to high plank. Strong arms, strong core. And then back we go. Shift the hips, down dog. Heels are journeying toward the earth, though they may not reach it. And then a little wave through the body as we come back to that high plank. We'll keep the elbows tight to the body as we lower down, coming to the belly, uncurl the toes, inhale up to your cobra. That could be a baby cobra, a midlift. You could go all the way to up dog if you're feeling it this morning. Exhale as we release. We'll shift the hips back to child's pose. So hips to heels, belly to thighs. Head rests, arms are extended. Take a breath. Inhale up. Find that extended tabletop. Curl the toes. Lift the hips, down dog. Walk the hands toward the feet as we find forward fold at the back of the mat. Let the head hang. We'll soften the knees as we gently roll up, coming to a standing posture. We're going to do a little balance today, a standing head to knee, and you can grow this in a lot of different ways. So pick which foot you'd like to be your support. I'm going to go with left to begin and really find that base. Let all four corners of the foot connect down. Maybe drum out the toes and then root them down as well as you draw energy up through that leg. Hip is strong. We don't want it popping out here. Nice long line. And we'll come onto the ball of the opposite foot. When you're ready, we gently lift that foot, bringing it to about a 90. And you can stay here. You could tap that toe down anytime. You could grab around the knee, gently draw it in. As you do that, notice if you're really rounding here. If you are, try to elongate the spine, stand tall. And again, you can stay here. You can release the hold anytime. If you'd like to deepen the posture, you could reach down and grab the ball of the foot or the big toe. If you have a strap, this is a great way to incorporate it. You can extend that leg out. It may straighten, it may not. And again, this is where a strap would be great because you could stand up tall here. But lots of options. If that's not serving you, we can go back to that hold. You could take a little twist here, opening to the right. Continuing to work on our balance, however you grow the shape. Continuing to breathe, stand tall and firm. We'll take one more breath wherever you are. And gently release that flying leg. We'll shake out the standing leg. And prepare for the opposite side. Each side of the body is going to be a little different. So I encourage you to explore the shape, but know that maybe one side can do something that the other can't, and that's all right. So find that foundation. I like to shift my weight a little bit here to really ground down, build that awareness as I strengthen up through the supporting leg. Hip is strong. We come onto the ball of the opposite foot. Stand tall. Lift the flying leg. Start at that 90. It's our point to come back to. And you can tap down. You could hold on to something nearby if you need to. If you'd like, you can wrap hands around that knee. You could go underneath the thigh as well. Stand tall here. Find your foundation and grow from there. So grab the foot and extend. You could keep the leg extended as you take that twist. You could have knee in and take a twist. You can tap a toe down anytime you need. As you journey, though, as you explore the shape, take a breath in each spot that you land. Seeing how it feels, what happens to your balance, refinding that focal point in front of you or to the side if you've taken that twist. Continue to breathe. One more round of breath. We'll return to center. Release that flying leg. Shake out the supporting leg. Nice work. We'll come back toward the back of the mat. The feet are hip width distance. Inhale the arms up. Exhale as you forward fold. We'll take a breath here. Strong core as we inhale up to half lift, that 7 shape. Exhale as you release, we'll walk the hands away as we come to high plank. Strong core. Shift the hips up and back, down dog. Root into the left toes as you draw the right foot up. Bend that knee and gently open up. Almost to a wild thing, just the start of it. And rotate back to center. Leg is extended and we gently bring it down. Right foot connects to the mat as we draw the left foot up. Bend that knee. Let it fall off kind of behind us as we open the hips. Our hands are still connected to the mat. Feeling strong and open. Come back to center. Lower the left foot. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes. Hips to heels, child's pose. Coming to rest. You can relax the arms here a bit. Maybe even creating a little resting place for the head with the fists or the palms. As we take a minute. And the body. Feel the breath. Let the practice melt in. You can let the breath gently return to your natural rhythm. And maybe tap back into that intention that you set for class. Holding space for it. We'll gently lift up. You can find a seated posture if you like, or you can stay kneeling as we bring hands together at heart center to seal in our practice today. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and those kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice this morning. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a really wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you back on the mat next Tuesday morning. Bye, y'all.